maybe it's beautiful because it points to something, like Mozart does, or Monet does, or a great meal with friends does. It points to something glorious and beautiful. Because in the beginning, God created once upon a time. He created a good and beautiful and perfect world. And when you stop and smell the roses, you are remembering that. Deep in the soul of who you are, that little boy, he knew that there was just more than beauty for its own sake. It was pointing to something else. That we are not alone in this universe, that it all connects somehow. And that the reason that somebody took the time to plant that flower and care for it and water it and put it there so that we can see is because God sent us into the world to be stewards of his creation, to be gardeners. Your mission in life, if you're a Christian, isn't just to be an accountant or a lawyer or a finance person or an artist or a parent. You're here to be a steward of the good creation of God, and you draw out that beauty and you draw out that glory in your marriage, in your friendships, in your job, in your relationship with your children. It all points to the glory of God, because someday he's going to come back and he's going to renew all things. Which story do you think makes more sense of life? Nature's indifferent? Or that everybody in this room is made in the image of God and everything you do matters for eternity? Those are the two options you have. See, and it gets even more radical because Jesus is saying you're never even going to understand that unless you understand that this story is about me. It's just going to be an abstracted story. But Jesus is saying it's a true story about him. I chose you, Jesus said. I sent you. This story about David, King David, being betrayed by a friend and then his friend committed suicide, that's just an echo. It's a shadow. It's a signpost that's pointing to me. I'm the true king. I'm the one who's come to bring order out of chaos. When Judas betrays me, it's going to be the ultimate betrayal. See, this psalm that I'm quoting, all the poetry of the Bible, it's about me. This story that I'm telling, all the history of the Bible, it's about me. This prophecy that I'm making about the future, someday you're going to see, all the prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, it's all about me. It's all about me. You're never going to understand who you are and why you're here or where you're going or how you're supposed to draw out the beauty and glory of the creation unless you know the Bible is a story about Jesus. He is the perfect and greater David. He's the more perfect and greater Moses, right? He said, I am that I am. Where does that come from? Exodus chapter 3. Jesus says, I am the Exodus that is going to liberate you from the ultimate slavery. Jesus is the more perfect and greater Abraham. I was sent into the wilderness. I was sent by the Father, wandering around these last 3 years, and the whole world is going to be blessed through me. I'm the more perfect and greater Jonah. Jonah was thrown into a fish for 3 days. He came out and through repentance saved a city. I'm going to be thrown into hell itself for 3 days. I'm going to come out and save the whole world. That's how you understand the Bible. And then you're never going to understand yourself unless you understand that the Bible is a story about Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. The ultimate logos made flesh. Entered into our story so that we could understand our own. That's why Paul said in Galatians 4, when the time had fully come, God sent his son. Fully come. The climax of the story, Jesus was born. All poetry, all history, all prophecy, it's all about Jesus. It's a true